What's your opinion on concealed carry with a weapon light? The average Paul. That's a great question. I don't run a weapon light when I conceal carry. That's not to say that I don't agree with it. I think it has its place. But yeah, if you can conceal carry with a weapon light, do it. If you can. The only one thing is that you need to train. The weapon light, you're adding another process to your drawing and to your to your basically side alignment, side picture. You have to turn on that light if you're using it at night, obviously. And so you're adding all that. So you need to train with it, guys. It's not as simple as, all right, I got a weapon light now. Next time I'm out in the parking lot and it's dark and somebody pops up, I'm going to pull my gun and turn on the light. Are you really? Stress levels go off or stress levels go up. You don't want that trigger finger going into the trigger because your training takes over. And so now your trigger finger is going to go to the trigger and you don't want to pop a guy that you don't even know who they are, but you thought you were turning on the light. You got to train, guys. I mean, these weapon lights, they're cool. They're awesome. If you can train with them and you're good with it, then by all means, man, conceal carry. But the last thing you want to do under stress is go for the weapon light and you pull that trigger, man. You just have to be careful. And so my opinion on the weapon light, yes, they're cool. This is the reason I don't run a weapon light. I'm home by 9 o'clock, man. By 9 o'clock, I mean, I'm home early. And I rarely go out with my family at night. Like today, Saturday, we're going to go out to eat. We have lunch. We hardly ever go out and have dinner. And if we do, we go, we're not out, we'll go to a lit area. We'll go to a very concentrated area where there's a lot of shopping malls and there's, we don't go out to the middle of nowhere to go eat a chicken fried steak that somebody makes, out in the woods somewhere because it's a popular. We don't do that. We stick around town. That's what we do. And so I've never really, maybe if I sit down and think about it, I'll think, well, maybe I should be running a weapon light. But I've never really, sat down to where I have really pondered about, I need a weapon light, or I've never been in a situation where, man, I needed a weapon light. Now, if you're going out there and you're going to be clearing rooms and you work in the middle of nowhere and there's no lights and there's a lot of people, it just depends on your situation. For me, I don't feel like I need one. And so that's why I don't run a weapon light. I think they're mission specific, or I think they're specific to certain situations. And they're great if you know how to run them, especially under stress. They're awesome. They look great. I mean, a weapon light on a gun looks awesome. A weapon light holster looks awesome. But, it looks very tactical. It gives it that awesome look. It's like putting a lift on a pickup truck. I mean, it's like an AR, man. You put a weapon light on there. You put you put all this ninja stuff on there. Put an armor on it, and then you got a scope, and then you've got this, and you put all this stuff on your AR, and it looks great. But are you gonna need most of it? Look, I'll be honest. I showed you my LaRue. I have a Costa AR, and then I have another LaRue, and I've got a Knight's Armament, and I've got all this stuff on it. Half of the stuff I don't use, but it looks cool. And part of an AR is looking cool. And look, guys, well, you're just superficial. We're all superficial when it comes, that's why my Glock looks like this. Because we're kind of superficial. Does all this help me shoot better? It can. It's lighter because of the cutouts and all that. Probably a better barrel than the standard barrel. Yeah. You're running a red dot. Yeah. I mean, it can, but it also looks cool, man. It simply does. And so weapon lights do that. If I was running a weapon light on there that was maybe flat dark earth, it goes with the gold, that would look really cool. And that's fine, but just know that you need to train with that weapon light because things change, man. Things change with a weapon light. Again, I'm not talking bad about weapon lights. It's just that you need to understand what they are. And they're a great asset. But you need to know how to run a weapon light, and you need to know how to run with a weapon light because there's a lot of things that go with running a weapon light. So I feel like I'm just spinning my wheels here, and I apologize for that. But I hope that answers anyone's question. Truly, man. But yeah, I don't run one because I feel that I don't need to. But if you feel that you need to run one, yes, definitely go out there and get one. And make sure that you train with it. You have to train with it, guys, because you go into, very fine motor skills, turning on a little, and there's, I think Filster came out with that extension on the weapon light, makes it easy and all that, but there's still fine motor skills, and under stress, fine motor skills, they kind of go away, man, unless you really train where you can pick up a needle while someone's holding a gun to your head. Your fine motor skills are awesome. That's cool, but it's just training. It just goes down to training, guys. Great question. I hope I gave some insightful insight. Yeah, man, that's my humble opinion. Thanks, man. So having a light on a concealed carry isn't popular. I guess it can get to be too much stuff on something to be carried all the time. Do you suggest a red dot sight for concealed carry? That's from Blue Gills. Great question. Yeah, it's not as popular. Look, if you gather everybody that conceals carry, what, you're gonna get 10% that maybe run a light, maybe. So yeah, it's not as popular. Obviously, a gun without a light is carried more than a gun with a light. That's a fact. Do you suggest a red dot sight for concealed carry? Red dot sights are cool. I like mine. There's two reasons why I run a red dot. I like the sight acquisition. It's just faster and easier. Sight alignment, sight picture. You kind of like move away from that because it's just now you're just following the dot. The other reason I run is because I want people to understand that our holsters are compatible for an RMR or any red dot optic sight. So I run them like that. But it's gonna be up to you. You need to train. You need to go out there. It's not, things change. Some people like it. Some people don't. It's just how their eye comprehends certain things. We're all different. So it is what it is, man. But you need to go out there and train with it, see if it's for you or not. If you have a buddy that has one, just go out there and just do some dry fire, or just, try to get the sight picture and see if it's something that comes natural to you. Take it out to the range. If you have a buddy, go buy him a McDonald's burger and tell him, hey man, I'll buy you a box of rounds. Take me out to the range so I can shoot your red dot. And then just try it out. If you like it, great. If you don't, or just buy one, put it on. The problem with that is if you got to mill your gun and all that. So you have to commit to, once you commit to it, unless you have an MOS or something where you try it, you don't like it, send it back, right? Just return it. But it's just going to be up to you. It's pretty much, does it help? It does help for the most part. It can make you faster, but you have to train. The other thing is then, you get into, especially where you live, if there's a lot of moisture in the air, you're going to get that fog on the lens, and sometimes it doesn't work. So not that it doesn't work, but sometimes that gets in the way. And when you're just running just regular sights, you're not going to have that issue. So you do have to deal with, it's dirty, it fogs up, all that. So, there's pros and cons, man, to everything. It's just going to be your decision. But yeah, if you can learn how to run with it, I think it's a great advantage.